Hello there, I'm Jacob, and today I'm going to be talking about 10 different Mandela effects that will blow your mind. Number one, the Mandela effect, of course, refers to Mandela himself. Now, one of the biggest Mandela effects, and which actually started the whole Mandela effect, is the idea of when he actually died. Now, officially, he died on the 5th of December 2013. That is his official death. Now, however, millions and millions of people actually still remember him dying back in the 90s when he was still in prison. Now, of course, if that had happened, he would have never been able to become president. So, the interesting question is, of course, when did he really die? When do you remember him dying? Is a good question. Now, a lot of people also remember different, dignitaries and stuff like that. They remember watching the funeral on TV and stuff like that. So, very strange. It seems like these different Mandela effects seem to have a reoccurring deaths and different death timelines. So do with that what you will, right? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Coming in at number 2, we have the Berenstain Bears, or Berenstain Bears. Now, you may remember this book from when you were a child, reading it or whatnot, whether it be in school or maybe your parents read it to you. Now, millions of people, again, remember the Berenstain Bears being the Berenstain Bears. Now, of course, the spelling difference, of course, is with an E or an A. And so this phenomenon, of course, has been going on for a while, and it makes it on this list as a Mandela effect because it seems to have changed, because millions of people are remembering it a certain way, and really it was never like that, according to official records. Now, coming in at number 3 is Billy Graham's death. Now you might be wondering, okay, what is going on here? Another death? Well, let me tell you, okay. So, as it seems, okay, Billy Graham's official death is on the 21st of February 2018. Now, of course, many people still adamantly believe that his death was actually back in the 90s, and people even remember Bill Clinton talking about it and making a speech on his behalf at the funeral. Now, that is not the strangest part. Many people actually believe that he died around 2009 or 2010. Okay? Now, so, and this is the crazy thing, okay? So, people, this I've done some research into, and I've really been puzzled about this, because many people are saying, no, he died back in the 90s, and including people that I know. The other thing is, too, is a lot of people are saying online and stuff like that, they're saying, no, he died in 2010, right? And of course, according to Google, he died on the 21st of February 2018, this year. So, what does all that mean? I don't know. So, anyways, moving on to number 4. This one is about the good old USA. Now, you might be thinking the United States is a democratic republic, and it's actually comprised of 52 states, or, is that 51? Or is it 52? Well, actually, the answer is that they are both wrong. Now, this is an interesting one because I'm from Canada, and I remember learning in history about the 52 states. Now, I have a lot of American friends as well, and I've talked to a lot of people, and they all say there's 52 states, not 50 states. But then when you go and name them all off, there's only 50. So the question begs to differ is that what is actually going on here? Why do so many people, okay, and now this includes things like cartoons, movies, all kinds of things, maps even, okay, there's a lot of evidence that suggests that a lot of people believe that there are 52 states or even 51 states, but there's a lot less, it seems, that believe that there's 50 states. When the true answer to that is that there's only 50. Now, let me know what you think in the comments down below, because that one is definitely really, really strange, because I definitely remember learning about 52 states, not 50. So let me know about the comments down below. Moving on to number 5. Okay, this one is also another strange one. Well, they're all pretty strange, let's be honest here. So, number 5 is about Mother Teresa's canonization. Now, I'm sure all of you have heard of Mother Teresa. She's extremely famous. So she was, for those of you who don't know, she was a Roman Catholic nun and missionary. She was extremely famous. She stood as one of the most popular and influential women in all of history. Okay, now she was officially canonized on the 4th of September 2016. Okay, so the 4th of September 2016 is when she was canonized as a saint. Okay, now the interesting thing is that was 19 years after she died. Now, here's where the strange thing comes in. Now, millions and millions of people actually believe and remember her being canonized in the 90s, okay, when she was still alive. Now, me personally, I do remember this as well. I remember learning that she was the only, or at least one of the only, like saints or whatnot to be canonized while still alive. Okay, and it was a big thing, big news and everything and stuff like that. So that's what I remember about that. The other thing is a lot of people remember it being Pope John Paul II as the Pope who actually canonized her. So, I don't know, that's a really strange one. Let me know in the comments below. Number 6 is the Queen's hit song, "We Are the Champions." Now, I'm sure a lot of you have actually sang that song. It's constantly sang at hockey games, football, you know, all kinds of different sports and stuff like that. You know, any kind of games at school and stuff like that, we used to sing it all the time. And in the song, it goes basically, for those who haven't heard it or whatnot, you know, it goes, no time, the last line or whatever, it goes, "No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions." Okay, and now most people will sing that, and they'll say, "We are the champions. We are the champions of the world." Okay, and many people Like we're talking like millions of people, okay, believe that the end of this um, song ends with "of the world." However, that's not true. It never did, and it never had that in there. It always has been, according to official sources, it has already or always been. It just ended at "because we are the champions." So there never was "of the world" part in there. So I find that very interesting because that's something that I would always sing and stuff like that as well. So that was crazy. Coming in at number 7, okay. Number 7 is about the spaceship Challenger. Now, one of these things that so basically, if you're unfamiliar with this, Challenger was a NASA spacecraft that carried people and stuff like that. It was a shuttle, and it ended up actually killing all 7 crew members, and a teacher was on board. Now, the interesting thing about this is it officially exploded on January 28th, 1986. However, as these things go, millions and millions of people actually seem to believe that they remember it exploding years earlier. Okay, most people are convinced that it actually happened 2 years before, in 1984. Okay, so that's pretty bizarre. I've talked to many different people, and they all say the same thing. No, it exploded in 1984. And also, to make this even stranger, I have seen hats, okay, that said the Challenger disaster on it, and it said 1984. A friend of mine as well has a mug that says Challenger, that says 1984 on there. Okay, so very bizarre, very extremely bizarre. So coming in at number 8. This one is also very strange for me, as a lot of them are. And so this one is actually about Star Wars. So one of the things is with these. I grew up. The thing is I grew up as a big fan of the Star Wars franchise, right? And as a fan like many others of the other Star Wars fans out there in the galaxy far, far away, I actually remember the famous line, and millions others do, the famous line from The Empire Strikes Back, where Darth Vader tells Luke Skywalker, "Luke, I am your father." See, I actually have Vader here, little Yoda. But the thing is, okay, if you can't tell, I'm a Star Wars fan. But the thing is with this, okay, is I remember in school and all through school and many different quotes and stuff like that of always saying, "Luke, I am no father," and substituting Luke for, like say, Billy or Brandon or Joe or Cody or whatever, and going up to them and saying, "I am your father," right, as a joke in school. Now, what makes this even more interesting is the actors who actually played in the movie. They remember the line as Luke, "I am your father." Now, even the different crew members, the actors and stuff like that, they all seem to remember Luke, "I am your father," and not what it officially is as "No, I am your father." So I don't know what to think about that. Any of you Star Wars fans, let me know in the comments below what you think about this. This I was totally blown away, and I had to go back and watch the movie again and listen to this, and I was blown away. I didn't know what to do. So yeah, moving on. Now, moving on to number 9. Okay, so this one is about Monopoly. Specifically, the Monopoly guy, aka Uncle Pennybanks. Now see, Monopoly, I grew up playing marathons of Monopoly. Okay, and I do consider myself a great player and very knowledgeable about the game. So, obviously I was surprised and shocked when I picked up the game after not playing it for quite a few years there. And I picked it up. And one of the things I noticed, because, see, a friend of mine had told me about this, and I looked into it, and I picked it up, and there is Uncle Pennybanks. Okay, and he's sitting there, and he's got his top hat and his suit and stuff like that, but one thing is missing, and that was his monocle. Now, I swear, okay, my mother remembers this, a lot of my friends do, family members, I do myself, and millions and millions of other people. Even cartoons and movies show Uncle Pennybanks wearing a monocle. Now, the other thing is with that, okay, one such example is the movie Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. Okay, in that movie, the main character, he walks up to, and this was Jim Carrey, he walks up to this guy in a suit and a monocle, okay, and this guy looks exactly like the Monopoly guy, right, and he walks up to him and he says, "Well, you must be the Monopoly guy," and he says, "Thanks for free parking," right, and so this was obviously, their idea of the Monopoly guy, okay, and their idea of the Monopoly guy, of course, he had a monocle. Now, what's also interesting is when you go to the store and buy merch, Monopoly made merch, okay, the Monopoly guy has a monocle. When you go to buy a costume at a Halloween store, the costume has a monocle. Okay, when you see these cartoons or whatnot that are spoofs of it or whatnot, they show it with a monocle. So the thing is there's a lot of overwhelming evidence that people remember him having a monocle. Now, I don't know. If you have any thoughts on this, please feel free to comment below and let me know about it. This is crazy. So moving on to number 10. Now, this one really threw me off as well. And I try to do a lot of research into it, but it's very, very hard. Now, the thing that I'm talking about is The Matrix. The movie The Matrix, okay, basically, if you haven't seen it, it's a fantastic movie to watch it. So, now, the thing is it talks about alternate realities and stuff like that, and that basically everyone's world is in a computer simulation. Which makes this Mandela Effect so crazy is the fact that, it's talking. And so this Mandela Effect is extremely strange because of this. So the line where Morpheus sits down and he gets ready to talk to Neo for the first time when they're first meeting. And the famous line, of course, is that Morpheus says, "What if I told you?" And he goes on to tell him that basically everything is a lie, and that and that they're in the Matrix and stuff like that, and everything is fake and stuff like that. Now, and then of course he offers them a blue pill or a red pill and stuff like that. Now, this thing, okay, has turned into a meme, a huge famous meme. Now all you have to do for any evidence of this, of course, is just to type in "what if I told you," okay, in Google. You type that in Google, you will find a ton of material on this. Now, of course I find that really, really fascinating, because just go look into it for yourself. I mean, this is absolutely crazy. But a lot of people, including myself, remember this entire conversation happening, but apparently it never happened, right? And so I had to watch the movie again, and I was shocked to find that was actually not in the movie, right? And yeah. So anyways, though, I mean, if you like this video, remember to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of these videos, hit that red subscribe button down below, and hit that bell notification if you want to get notified for these videos when they come out. Also, just a bit of news for everyone. I just recently got the community tab, so I'm figuring out exactly everything that I can do with that right now. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to do different polls for that, but I'm also going to basically I'm going to work on getting that community tab and stuff like that to where I can post a lot of different things, such as, like, if I post a video late at night, I can repost the video on my community tab so that people can get the notifications midday and stuff like that as well. So thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the comments. If you have any suggestions for any videos that you'd like to see, feel free to hit me up in the comments down below, and I'll try to read every comment on every video like I always do. I try my best. Of course, once the comments start flowing in, then it's a little bit hard. But thanks everybody for watching, and remember, stay safe, stay vigilant, stay informed.